ready? Are you ready to have fun? Are you ready to flip that thought? If you love 3-second manifesting, when we took in 3 seconds, I know, I timed it, it was actually 2.7. We took in 3 seconds a negative thought and we flipped it over. Now I have a free mobile app that's in the description you can download to help you set alarms, quiet, silent alarms all day long that help you to go into that positive mode. Now, it's not a radical thing, but it just disrupts your negative thought patterns. But what do I want to do today that's different than 3-second manifesting? I think you're going to love this. We're taking it to the next level, 2020 and beyond, right? We're going to flip this thought. It's powerful. It's going to raise your frequency. You're going to open up the gateways. It's fun. Get ready. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears, live an amazing life. Let's raise the frequency of the planet, one light being at a time. That's all you have to do. Just one person. It's us, me, you. Let's do it together. You ready? So what is flip this thought? Now, if you saw my 5 steps to an abundance mindset, money mindset video that I just did, you know that I had you start working on the negative thoughts and flipping into what you know. All right, what do I know I want? What am I going to put out to the universe? But then we have to clear the blocks to accept that. And a lot of times we have anger and we don't really believe in what we want to manifest. So it's a total mismatch as far as your communication with the universe, of which is not sitting there listening to you going, I don't know what this is. It's you. So if you're thinking it, that's what's manifesting. So should I say it this way, or did I say it the right? You know what you're thinking. So you are the universe. Just remember that whatever's going on in your head, that's it. There's nothing out here separate from you that's making a decision that goes, oh, I didn't quite understand that. Now, if you think it, it's happening. So here's the issue that we have. Here's the challenge, I should say. And that is that what are we thinking? Most of the time we're just, I really can't do that. Okay, I would like, you know, abundance of money, and I'm never going to get out of this. And that's your message. That's your message. Here's what I want to do today that's going to help you in every kind of situation. 3-second manifesting, we choose something that all day long, it's the same thing that we flip over to because that's easy, right? But what if you still have all these blocks in place and you're saying, well, this is great, it's really helped me a lot, it's helped thousands and, well, hundreds of thousands of people, right? But what if you're not getting your results? I want to take you to that higher frequency because abundance, love, joy, positive people will be attracted to you, positive jobs and situations, because we can manifest, but maybe we end up in a job that's not so great, a relationship that's not so great. We want these things, but we're like, why is this happening? I'm still not getting what I desire. Well, it's because you haven't flipped your thought into the higher frequency. All right, you ready for this? Flip your thought is one of the 5 steps that I gave you in 5 steps to go to a higher frequency mindset of abundance, all right? And I'll put that video up at the end. I'll give you the suggested video and I'll put it up here if you want to watch the 5 steps, because I think it'll be really helpful for you. We're just going to focus on that 4th flip your thought step. Why? Because every time you flip your thought to a higher thought, whether you believe it or not, you're sending out a higher positive message. Because you're making the decision to choose the higher thought even if you don't believe it. The fact that you're even choosing it is a message to the universe that you really do want change. You do want to expand. You do want to have positive thoughts. All right? So don't worry if you don't believe what you're flipping over to. It's okay. The fact that you're doing it is opening up the gateways. Abundance, joy, awakening, peace, and all of a sudden you're going to feel that. When you flip your thought, you start to feel that positive energy. So I'm going to give you an example. What's flip your thought? My boss is a jerk. Flip. My boss is another student on this planet, learning. That's a test for me. How am I going to react to those negative statements or whatever's going on? Flip. All right. My spouse doesn't understand me. He's not spiritual like I am. What am I going to do? Wow. My spouse is a beautiful person. He doesn't have to believe what I believe. My awakening is to accept him for exactly who he is. That's my lesson. Can I do that? Does he have to believe what I believe? No. I can be okay with that. I'll find some friends to talk about my woo-woo stuff, right? That's what he's probably thinking. That's okay. Flip. So now you went to a higher frequency, you see him differently. And your relationship will be better too, because now all of a sudden you're not going, you're not spiritual enough, and he's going, I don't believe it. What am I going to do? Divorce court? No, that's ridiculous. You can flip your thought. So all of you out there that think that you're all that awakened and spiritual, a lot of times our ego tells us otherwise. Because any criticism, any judgment, any I'm a spiritual person is separation. And we don't even realize we're doing that. So yeah, you might be a good person, you might be doing all the positive things, but the fact that you're separating yourself from other people, thinking that you're good and somebody else has to be bad, that's separation. There is nobody that's bad. We're all students here and an experience. And I know it's crappy. Some of it's really nasty. But that's what this is all about. This is a challenging, dense planet. So what are you going to do about that? We don't know who we're talking to. We don't know that person's story. If you see that homeless person, oh, they're lazy or whatever, you know what? You look and you say, there's a life path that somebody chose. Flip. That's it. You don't have to go on some story and they're beautiful and they're a light being and I love you. No, because you're probably not feeling that at all. You're probably thinking, I love you. I do. No, you don't. That's okay if you don't feel that. I want you to allow yourself to be human. And I think when people come on these spiritual channels, they see people like Eckhart Tolle, who's naturally a very calm, laid-back person. And then him in an awakened state is super calm and laid back. But you know what? We all have our own personalities. You guys, we've talked about Abraham Hicks, and I said, you guys have to remember, like her or not, that's up to you. We don't have to criticize her. Whatever she's doing, I'm not big on channeling, personally. I think, channeling, you can channel right now. You don't have to move aside for something else to come in. That's a little scary sometimes, right? Who knows? And your personality is going to be in that. So if you don't believe that, just don't watch the channel. But what people forget is she's a human being. All right? She may be a spiritual teacher, but she's still a human being. We're all dense. Eckhart Tolle is a human being. All right? The Dali Lama is a human being. In fact, he has blatantly said, I get angry. It's what you do with it. Flip that counts. All right? So what's the Dali Lama do? He gets angry, especially about, his beautiful country that's been overrun and people killed and all kinds of crazy stuff going on there. Cray-cray. We're on planet Earth. It's cray-cray. So what does he do? He flips the thought by just allowing it to go by. I'm going to flip this thought. In other words, I'm not going to react to this. So he, because he's in a awakened state, doesn't have to have another thought to go to. He just watches it go by. Now, most of us aren't in that awakened state. I can sit and meditate and not have one thought. That takes training. Unless you go like Eckhart Tolle overnight into bliss, but it wasn't overnight, was it? It was a lifetime of struggle, suffering, negative thoughts, wanting to kill himself. That didn't happen in a second. That happened in 30-some years that he struggled. So I want you to remember that. We all have our own path. It's okay to be human. An awakened person doesn't have to come in and be some angelic, and namaste, and you know what? A lot of those people there are like doing some stuff that you don't even know about. They're out here talking this way, and then they're back here yelling at their employees and treating people like garbage. Neil Donald Walsh has said that point blank. He has. Just because he's communicating information doesn't mean he is an awakened person. Now, yes, I believe he is on some level, but it's irrelevant because that message is so important. So you don't have to play a role of some angelic, perfect person, but you must, in order to awaken, be aware of the negative thoughts that are stopping you from going into that amazing space. At some point, you won't even want to talk, right? What is your role? Sometimes it's just to raise your frequency of the planet. We're all here to do that. So if you think you don't have a life purpose, flip. If you have a negative thought, that's your purpose. Your purpose is to flip that thought every second because they're damaging. Negative thoughts are damaging to you. Most of them are to yourself. You know, I'm not capable, I'm not attractive, I'll never do this or that, I hate my parents. Flip! My parents came from density. They only did what they knew. That's it. I chose to be with them. And if you don't believe that, that's okay, then don't say that. Don't say it. If you don't believe it, don't say it. So a flip is something you can believe in. So you don't say, oh, I'm broke. You go, oh, I'm a millionaire. Flip. Because you're going, I'm so not a millionaire, right? So what you do is you flip into something that's reasonable for you to go higher. Oh, I'm broke. I can change anything. Every probability exists, and that is coming to me now. Flip. All right? You flipped that thought. So that can happen in 1 second. Now, all you have to do is take that thing, whatever it is, if it is on a low frequency on any level, keep flipping it. Because you're gonna experience some amazing things if you do this. Your frequency is going to keep going up and up and up, and you're going to feel lighter because you've released the negativity. Everything's energy. So when you keep all this stuff in here and you accumulate, I wonder why I'm sick, and I have this and that. Like, what has been going on that you've internalized? Maybe it's time to release that. Maybe it's time to flip this thought. Every single thing, including what you think about that illness you have. I'm ill, I don't feel well, this isn't right. I'm supposed to learn something from this. I have agreed to experience this. What can I gain from this? I'm going to find that answer right now. Flip. So you don't have to be mad at yourself or say, I created this. You don't have to be mad at the illness. Who gave this to me? It's not fair. Accept this. Accept what's going on and see it differently. And a flip is seeing a situation differently. It is taking it to a higher level because this is all we are. We're just amazing, beautiful light beings experiencing something really cray-cray. Yeah, we're on planet Earth. What were we thinking when we came here? All right, by the way, I really do have mostly decaf in my coffee. This is just how I am. Can you imagine if I had full-blown, woo-hoo-hoo, caffeinated coffee? I was very excited today to share this with you. You want to flip your thought? Let's keep doing it. Flip, but you got to catch yourself. That's why download my free app. Set the alarms all day. You can set alarms for every hour if you want to. Catch yourself. I say something to you in about 2 minutes when that alarm goes off. And it's very nice. And I just talk to you. I don't do a butt kicking. I've got a butt kick one coming out shortly, spiritual butt kick. But it's very nice because not everybody's into that. All it does is it just reminds you that it's just beautiful and that thought's creating something. And then so you can go flip, so you can use that and say, I'm going to, because I don't know what your thought is. So when I talk, I don't know if you're criticizing somebody or criticizing yourself or just anxiety or sad. I don't know. So I speak to you just to get you to take whatever it is and to put it into a higher frequency. But you can use that, listen to me, and say, what was that thought? Put something in there that's nice. Flip. All right? So I think you've got the hang of this, right? What's a flip? You don't have to say something that you don't believe. Say something that's a higher frequency thought. And then you're going to get so good at it, you're going to start to believe, yes, I can get that high-paying job. Yes, I can get an amazing person in my life. Of course I can. I'm going to be excited now because I know that that exists. And that's going to happen, and I'm okay with when it does. So you have to go into that space where you're talking to the universe and saying, thank you. I'm expanding. I accept what's happening, and I know it all has purpose. I don't have to know what it is. But I can use it to be better and greater and to know that this too shall pass. This too shall pass. Oh, my beautiful angel, you came here to take on some big stuff, and some of you took on the biggest challenges. Do you know the people that are out in that street, homeless, the drug addicts, the terminally ill, they're the ones that took on the biggest spiritual challenges. They're like, yeah, bring it on, I can do that. What's it like to be an addict? I can flip that situation around. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just come here to experience it. And sometimes they come here to experience it so that others can learn from them. We don't have those answers. I don't, because each individual journey is so unique, and only that energy field knows what that is. So let us not judge that. We don't know the purpose of somebody else's journey. And I'll tell you what I do know. If you're in that field with that person, part of it is for you to evolve. And whatever you're thinking and feeling with that person in your energy field, where it's a relationship or a boss or anything else, it's time for you to flip that thought and realize all of this is part of me. It's part of my energy. It's part of my evolvement. It's not separate from me. I'm absolutely creating this reality. It all has purpose. Find it. If you don't know what it is, flip this thought and just know I'm going to a higher frequency. And you don't have to have the answers. When you go to awakened state, you don't even care about the answers. You don't need to know anything. You just know that there's nothing but light and love, and that this is just an experience. You ready to flip this thought? So get busy, share this video, please subscribe, and if you guys see these coming out, that workshop is actually for my internet marketing. That's an amazing spiritual community unlike any other. It's a bunch of mentors, extremely successful people, taking people like you and I and giving us skills, not only just online, how to create businesses online to generate income, but also to switch that mindset. There's a whole way of thinking on this platform that helps you realize that you can get the skills. Anybody can learn this stuff, and anybody has to go into that space of unlimited creating if you want to expand into abundance, right? And they actually include all that in there. All right, so if you haven't taken any of my courses, you can go to landriaonkka.com. Somebody said, does this stuff work because I'm not seeing the testimonials? Boy, you sure haven't gone to my site. I got a boatload of them. In fact, I'm going to put a whole page. I get tons of amazing testimonials on Facebook, email, and here on my channel. So share your stories of that flip you're having. What happened to you and what's going to start happening. Sometimes it takes a while for you to go up and up and up, and all of a sudden, those gateways open for you. You are whole. You are perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. In my description, I've got free email list, how to manifest, five ways to manifest anything, a free download for my mobile app, and then I have discounts for all kinds of amazing webinars and master classes for you. So get busy. You've got the tools. Let's do it. I'm sending you light, love, health, wealth, and abundance, and awakening. Namaste.